will you take action to update Social Security so that it is financially sound and provide adequate income for current and future generations?
I'm a big believer in maintaining the strength of our Social Security program. I have a master's in U.S. history, and I could tell you all day about how terrible the Great Depression was without having Social Security for our people. I think it's also unfortunate that we're in a day and age where we're talking about the solvency of Social Security yet again, when we need to have more people in office that are long-term sustainability thinkers. And so now, as far as the different proposals that are on the table to solve for the looming Social Security solvency crisis, the one that resonates the most with me is increasing the max income level that we can tax our Social Security at. I'm not a believer in cutting those benefits. I'm not a believer in raising the retirement age, especially considering the fact that we don't have COVID under control. And now we have, monkeypox as a concern. We have polio emerging in New York. I don't want to leave our people at or near retirement age vulnerable to missing long periods of work and having all those financial struggles. So beyond that, I'm a big believer in paying people commensurate with the value they bring. And so one big boost that we can provide to our tax base when it comes to Social Security solvency is doing things like raise the minimum wage and caring more about workers' rights on the ground. But without a question, I'm going to be a big defender of our Social Security program. I believe it's vitally important that we care about the sustainability of the program long term. So I'll defend it all day, every day.
In these inflationary times, what will you do to help ensure Iowa's retirees are able to keep more of their hard-earned money and are financially secure?
Well, our current inflationary situation, most experts agree, began with COVID. And COVID really exposed the vulnerability and the weakness of our supply chain. So we need to do a better job getting COVID under control. The fact that a lot of our testing and data sharing infrastructure has started to weaken over time really leaves us vulnerable in that we don't know how big a threat COVID is in our community. So we need to get back on track with that. But that does segue into corporate consolidation. We clearly have a corporate consolidation problem. Too much power is in the hands of too few, which means that we don't have accountability when it comes to price competition. We have antitrust legislation and other mechanisms on the book that we can leverage to bring more price competition, to bring inflation down. I'm a big fan of what the UK Parliament did recently, where they passed a windfall tax on oil and gas profit that are excessive in nature during inflationary periods. I believe we need to do more to make the most vital of industries more responsive to the needs of the people on the ground. In addition to that, there was a recent study done that showed that if we solve for the childcare problems as far as affordability and accessibility in our country, that we'd free up 1 million more workers who want to work but currently can't. Due to those childcare affordability and accessibility concerns. And if we could create more workers in the workforce, that would create more robust supply chains that would allow us to get products to people more efficiently, which would help with cost as well. Also a big believer in raising the minimum wage to compel more people to work. And finally, I'm a big believer in more affordable and accessible healthcare and prescription drug costs, such as price capping insulin and a single-payer universal healthcare plan like Medicare for All.